Alright, cool. Market just closed. I was actually getting out of a position as this loaded up. Traded some S&Ps today. Anybody do any trading today? Any futures, any options, any stocks? Russell had a big move. It's been kind of the most active indice that I've been watching over the last few days. How about the Nasdaq today, right out of those lows? But anyways, guys, this is going to be a webinar. These are my best 6 setups to Trade Nadex, and this is actually something I discovered about a year ago this month. In fact, well, it's not December yet. I discovered it in December 2015, so roughly about a year ago, this kind of fell into my lap, and it's changed the way I've traded ever since. This is a little bit of a story on how I turned $250 and $18,000 in just 3 weeks. My name is Jack Gleason, and my company is Major League Trading. I'm sure some of you guys are probably skeptical that I turned $250 and $18,000. That is the fastest return I've ever generated in that short period of time, but don't worry, because I actually recorded every single one of those trades as I was taking them, entry and exit. And for anyone who sticks around to the end, I'll give you that video. So let's get into this. Let me read a risk disclaimer before we get started. Important notice: no representation is being made that the use of this strategy or any system or trading methodology will generate profits. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. There is substantial risk of loss associated with trading securities and options on equities. Only risk capital should be used to trade. Trading securities is not suitable for everyone. Disclaimer: futures, options, and currency trading all have large potential rewards, but they also have large potential risks. You must be aware of these risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in these markets. Don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. This website is neither a solicitation nor an offer to buy, sell futures, options, or currencies. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those discussed in this presentation and website. The past performance of any trading system and methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. CFTC Rule 4.41. You guys probably know that disclaimer by now. Definitely got to read it. So understand. Important to understand risks. But anyways, guys, I know our presenter here was giving me a little bit of an introduction. So I got a couple of photos. So on the left-hand side, that's me and a friend of mine when I was working at a proprietary trading firm in Chicago. It was my trade desk at the time. I had 6 monitors. I no longer have 6 monitors, and I don't think you need, or I'm sorry, 8 monitors. I don't think you need 8 monitors either, but I was trading about 30 to 60,000 shares a day in equities, which is a lot of commission. And then on the right-hand side, that's me actually 5 years ago now. That's the first taste I ever had of educating a large audience, which I'm doing here today. So first off, I want to go ahead and say thank you for you guys here showing up. I really hope to show you something new and exciting that you can add to your trading possibly tomorrow. You can start executing the things I'm about to be teaching you. But yeah, that's me and Tom Sosnoff, the founder of Thinkorswim. Sold that sucker for $700 million and then started up Tasty Trade. He needed a young, sharp, good-looking kid to come on his show and teach everyone how to trade futures, so that's why he hired me. But no, I'm just kidding. But anyways, guys, a little bit more about myself. I bought my first stock when I was 15. Absolutely obsessed with the markets from a young age. I used to read the Forbes 500, and I was like, what are these people doing to make so much money? One of the things I realized is that, well, they were either invested in the markets, made their money. A lot of hedge funds make that Fortune 500 list if you've never read it. Also, anybody who pretty much is on it, usually they founded a company and their entire net worth was tied to the stock price on any given day. So, you know, one day Steve Jobs could be worth $6 billion, the next day 5, or I guess a better example is Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon. So I decided I'd better figure out this whole stock market thing if I wanted to be fantastically wealthy, and then I began my trading journey. At the age of 18, I was able to open up my own trading account, an options account. That's the first thing I decided to kind of dive into. I loved the leverage, but had no idea what I was doing. As you can imagine, that didn't end up very well. Although I did have some beginner's luck. I turned $1,000 into $5,000 like my first month trading back in 08, but it was total luck, and proceeded to lose all of that shortly thereafter. But I had the idea in my head that if I just learned how to do this, if I just maybe studied under somebody who does this for a living, that I could possibly do it as well. At the age of 20 years old, I found a hedge fund trader who let me watch him trade an entire summer, and that's really where I began developing the trading skills I use today. Got my first job at an equity prop firm at 22, did an educational class with Tom Sossoff, and then in 2015, what I'm sharing with you here today and the value you're about to leave with, this is where the really good stuff begins. Get out that pen and paper. I discovered what binary options were. First, the ones in Cyprus, which are totally illegitimate, but then I discovered that there was a CFTC regulated binary options broker available to U.S. clients. And that's when I decided that, well, it was around Christmas last year and I wanted to buy my girlfriend a nice gift, but didn't really want to spend all my money on her. So I was like, all right, I'm going to throw $250 in the account. If I can get it to $2,000, I'm going to spend it on her. And so I got that $250 all the way up into $18,000 and decided to go on vacation with her in Naples, Florida. And that's a picture from our vacation. So this is all last year Christmas time. So as we move forward, kind of bringing up some memories, and this is a little P&L graph of what that looks like. And like I said, for everyone who sticks around to the end of the presentation is going to get the full video of me doing that, which is really insightful and a lot of good information in that absolutely for free. So what am I going to teach you here today? What are you going to learn? What are you going to be able to take with you till tomorrow? I'm going to teach you binary options. I'm going to show you how they work and how to make trading a yes or no prediction. Just yes or no, up or down, very simple. I'm also going to show you my favorite trading setup I use. In fact, I used this the other day in the Russell. Binary options are the perfect product for a technical analyst. How many of you guys out there trade based on technicals? How many of you guys out there trade options or stocks? Can you guys go ahead and let me know what you trade so I have an idea of what the audience is like? Binary options are a simple product for technical analysts. It's going to break trading down into a yes or no proposition. Other thing that's cool about binary options is you can start with as little as $250. Now, who's got $250 laying around that they can afford to risk trading? If you do, this is a perfect product to start on. Now, when I came across binary options, I really knew nothing about them. I didn't know how they worked, how they traded, even if I'd be good at trading them. But I was willing to risk a small amount of capital to potentially add to a new product that I trade. And this is a totally, completely new game-changing product for the U.S. markets. They have not been around like every other product. Options were what, they started trading those, when was the CBOE, like the 70s? But I mean, they weren't even liquid till like the 80s and even 90s. But I mean, this is a brand new product that is, I think, going to be bigger than options for retail traders in 10 years. The other cool thing about binary options, there's a timed exit. I'm really good at picking an entry. Maybe your strength is picking an entry as well. My exits, sometimes I hold positions too long, sometimes I don't hold them long enough. With binary options, the exit is actually timed. So I'm less concerned about holding on for the maximum value, instead just worried about entering in on the most significant level of support I deem possible. So let's get into what these things actually are so you guys can take some value away from this presentation. Binary options are limited risk contracts based on a simple yes or no proposition, like will the markets go up at the end of the trading week? So let's take the S&P right here. Do you guys think the markets are going to be higher or lower at the end of the week? Let me just, what is the S&P trading at right now? Just type in the chat, higher or lower. We're trading at 2204s. All right, most of you guys are saying higher. So, Nadex binary options are going to allow me to decide that I want to just bet on the market going higher instead of how much higher. Traditional options, you're kind of looking for, are we going to go, you're picking a strike that says, are we going to rally 4 points, 40 points, 4.5 points, versus binary options, I'm just choosing a strike we're going to be above or below. Binary options are going to offer traders ways to trade the most active stock indices, commodities, forex event, and Bitcoin markets with relatively low collateral. Binary options are cash-settled contracts that settle with an all-or-nothing payout left till expiration. If the condition of the contract is achieved, the settlement value is $100. If the condition is not achieved, the settlement value is 0. It is also possible to close a contract prior to the expiration to either take profits or cut losses. Just like any other trading vehicle, you can take profits or cut your loss. So on the top of the right-hand screen, can I just get a yes if you guys can hear me? In the top of the right-hand screen, the US 500, all right, the strike here is 1947. 1947. So all I'm doing is I'm actually betting that we're going to be either above or below 1947. If I want to bet that we're going to be above that 1947, I'm going to buy on the offer. If I want to bet that we're going to be below 1947, I sell on the bid. So why Nadex? Why Nadex? Nadex, there's limited risk. The maximum amount you can lose in every trade is your original investment. Some of you might be thinking, of course the maximum amount I can lose is my original investment. Isn't that always the case? Absolutely wrong. If you are either trading on a margin account, whether that's futures or stocks, or short naked options, you can absolutely lose more than you actually have in your account. So anytime you're trading leveraged products, which allow you to trade smaller amounts of capital and generate either faster returns or losses, you can actually lose more money than you have in your account. Now, obviously, that's not a very often occurrence. It's kind of more of a black swan event, but the financial markets, black swans are about as common as mallard ducks. And in fact, I don't know if you guys remember, there was this stock called KBIO. There was this gentleman, and he was short KBIO. Comes out that Martin Shkreli, who's that pharma guy that Congress was going after, is long the stock. Stock jumps 500% in the after hours. Guy owes 100 grand to E-Trade, starts a GoFundMe page. Never a situation I would ever want to be in, and I'm sure you wouldn't want to be in either. Owing $100,000 to a brokerage firm is not my cup of tea. So the cool thing about Nadex, you can trade it on leverage without ever being put in that situation. There's also low collateral required. You can start with as little as $250. If you don't have $250 to risk trading, you probably shouldn't be trading. Straight up. If you don't have that kind of money to risk trading, you probably should not be trading. Low collateral contracts are going to be priced from $0 to $100, so they're never going to be more than 100, so you can buy in multiples. So if you're looking for a product to trade, like if you want to trade traditional options, say you're looking at like some of the best stocks out there, you're looking at Google, Amazon, I mean Netflix before it was split, but I mean those options, CMG, they're so expensive. If you want a Priceline, gosh, that's a crazy example, but if you want to trade, these high beta names, what you end up doing is you end up having to risk so much money for a trade. The cool thing is about Nadex binary options, they're affordable in a sense that they're never going to cost you more than $100. So the lower barriers to entry than a traditional option market. But my favorite part about binary options is when you enter in the contract what your profit or loss will be based on where the price is. How many of you guys that trade options out there have ever bought an options contract and then all of a sudden you're right on price but you do not get paid? You do not get paid. Can I get a hallelujah? That's ever happened to you? You bought an option contract, the stock moved your favor, the option goes down. The option goes down. I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me. I absolutely hate it. So I don't trade traditional options. I trade binary options because I know that if I'm right on price and we're above my strike at the end of expiration, I know I'm getting paid. There's no guesswork. I'm not like figuring out, oh, what's the theta over the next 2 days and is it going to work? My favorite, no. Price is king, guys. I'm a price action trader. I teach price action. I'm going to show you how to make price action your friend instead of your enemy. Binary options are the best product for price action traders. On the right-hand side of my screen is a P&L chart, the largest P&L on YouTube, owned by yours truly. All right? So if you ever look up Nadex binary options on YouTube, you're definitely sure to come across my videos. The Nadex commission cost structure is another huge benefit. If you've never thought about trading these and you're sitting in the back of your chair rocking back and forth going, oh yeah, when's this presentation over? Absolutely not. You need to pay attention to it. This changed the way I traded throughout the entire year of 2016, and going into 2017, this can potentially change the way you trade. It's a completely new form of trading. The commission structure compared to Scottrade. Trading fees 1 to 10 lots are 90 cents, capped at $9. You compare that to Scottrade, it's a $7 ticket charge plus $1.25 for every contract all the way up the board. So if I buy 100 contracts, it's 7 plus $125. That's freaking outrageous. It's only going to cost me $9 no matter how many contracts I buy above 10. Everything below that, 1 lot 90 cents, 2 lots $1.80, so on and so forth. So lots 11 and above are no additional fees. Expiration times are going to be given in Eastern Standard Time. Probably a lot of traders over on the East Coast over there. They get to sleep in a little later than us, or than the traders on the West Coast, getting up at 5:30. But spreads are where the market makers are going to have their edge. Bids are always 50 to 200 contracts, so plenty of liquidity to play with, and still you start swinging, you know, $15,000, $20,000 trades, which if you're swinging $15,000, $20,000 intraday binary trades, well, good for you, because that's a lot of dough. Also, there's no high-frequency traders that come in and actually take your offer while you're putting in market orders, so I also like that. All right, guys. I see that there's a lot of traditional options traders in there, people who have traded them before, people who like them, people who love them, people who freaking hate them. I'm a person who hates them. My biggest gain and biggest loss, both to this day, are in traditional options. I don't know when I'll ever get above that, because they're both 6 figures. But I think people get into traditional options because it's kind of like penny stocks. It's like, I remember when I first started trading, it's like the first thing I came across was penny stocks. It's like, oh, these things are amazing. I buy it for 5 cents, they go to $5, right? Well, no, but we all wish it was that easy. But the thing is, the brokerage houses are pushing options on you guys because they generate the most commissions. I understand, and you know, there's 12-legged strategies, broken butterfly, you know, long bull put spread, you name it. They got it. But the thing is, you can rack up a lot of commissions trading multi-legged strategies, and the theta is a killer. The Black-Scholes module. If you're trading binary options and you don't understand the Black-Scholes model, then you probably shouldn't be trading them at all, because there's four things a person needs to be able to compute when trading traditional options. They're delta, gamma, theta, vega, and the bonus, volatility versus historical volatility. If you don't understand all that, shy away from options, because not only do you need to be able to understand all of the Greeks, the Black-Scholes module, but you got to do it at the same time while doing technical analysis. So if you can do all that, I tell you what, all power to you. I'd probably hire you to trade for me, because I am very good at technical analysis. I'm not able to do all that on the fly. If you guys can, that's great. Honestly, round of applause, round of applause. I cannot do that. I focus on price action, and patterns, things that make me money. All right? If a speculator is correct, first of all, this is one of my favorite quotes. If a speculator is correct half of the time, he is hitting a good average. Even being right 3 or 4 times out of 10 should yield a person a fortune if he has the sense to cut losses quickly on ventures where he is wrong. Now you got to ask yourself, would trading be easier if I could just make it a yes or no decision and took out all the complicated other stuff? It's a question you can only answer. But what I actually did is I created an example. We're looking at the S&P futures options versus Nadex binary options. Both of them are going to be in the same instrument, the ES. So what I'm looking at here is the 2120 strike, and I got a little highlighter. So we're looking at the 2120 strike here, and you can see they're $350 by $6. All right, so you multiply that cost, that's $175 by $300 for one contract. If I want to double my money, if I want to get 100% return on my $300 investment, I need to move to 2032 or 14 points in the ES from 2117.75. So I buy one contract, cost me $300. Say I'm looking for 100% return. I need a 14-point move by expiration or on expiration to receive 100% return on my investment in this trade. 14 points, 100% return on your investment. Now, let me, go back to my other drawing tool. What we have here is a comparable trade in Nadex. And I'll show you what that looks like. So we talked about you needed a 14-point move. So this is a Nadex strike I bought, actually, 2021. 2021 is the Nadex strike, and you can see what I actually need here is a, is just a 3-point move, because the index is trading at 20. When I took the screenshot, I was at 20.75. So in fact, all I need to profit 100% from where I took the screenshot is a 2-tick move. Actually, when I bought it, it was trading right around like 2017. So pretty much, I was either going to get 100% return on my investment if I got a 3-point move in the ES trading Nadex, or 100% return on my investment if I got a 14-point move in the S&P futures options. So if all I'm looking for is to double my money, and I can do it with a 3-point move in Nadex or a 14-point move in the S&P, I'm going to give you guys, what would you do? Would you rather buy the Nadex binary strike, or would you rather buy the futures option? Now, really, here's the thing. The futures option, you have an unlimited amount of money you could technically make. The S&P could go to 4,000. I really doubt it's ever just going to go that much up in one day, but it could. So the thing is, you can make more than 100% in the ES futures option. You can't make more than that. I can't make more than $100 per contract in an Nadex binary option. But as a trader, I'm not looking for home runs. I'm looking for base hits. I'm looking for consistency. And to focus on a product that I believe I can be more consistent in is key. Also, commission structure, if I were to open and close a 54 lot in Scottrade, that'd be $74 a side. 54 lot in Nadex, $9. Who would take that trade with the bid-ask spread? I'm not sure, but that's the market. That was what the spread was. I wouldn't take that trade with that spread, you know, but that's what the market was. See a couple of questions starting to roll in here. Finally, you guys are waking up. You were a little quiet earlier. I'll answer your questions in a second, guys. But first thing I do want is all of you guys to get out your pen and paper, because I'm going to show you a trade. A trade, in fact, I used the other day, and a trade you could possibly use tomorrow. So this is called a charge trade. This is a trade setup I developed. I got an indicator that goes with it. Pretty simple, especially for those of you guys who work or don't have the time to sit at your computer all day and you just want a very simple trading setup that's reliable and you can go back to. This is going to occur on days when the market is trending, also high volatility markets I prefer to trade this with. But what we're looking for is a gap number one. So we're not looking at the extended session, we're looking at the futures, we're looking for a gap. And then we're looking for, where is it? We're looking for 3 bars to continue in the same direction. 3 bars to continue in the same direction. So, you know, the market opens, say you're in New York, so 9:30, 9:45, 10 o'clock, 10:15, boom. 10:15, you got your signal or you don't got your signal. If you have your signal, you have 3 bars that are in the same direction. All right, 3 bars that are in the same direction. Then you look to draw the low to high and place the Nadex trade closest to the 50% retracement. So I hope you're following along. So what I'm looking for is a 3-bar continuation off of the open. After that 3-bar continuation, I'm looking for an entry. That entry is a 50% retracement. Then I'm looking to buy the Nadex strike. What strike do I want to buy? I usually buy 1 to 2 hours out, as well as at the end of the day. So I spread my risk over 2 different trades. All right. Let's take a look at this. Now here are a couple examples so you guys can see exactly what it is, what I'm talking about. We got a gap up, all right? 1, 2, 3 bars down. You get that 50% retracement back. Oops. You get that 50% retracement back. Where's your sell zone? I'm looking for the Nadex strike closest to right here. Now, I don't care if we go 30, 13, 3.3, 300 points below. All I need is the market to be below my strike. So I'm focused on my entry specifically, and then it's just management after that. I don't really care if we go all the way down here. It just, obviously, it makes it a little more confident if we do, but focusing on the entry is how I've been able to change the way I traded in 2016. Same setup to the upside. Gap up, 1, 2, 3 bars higher. You get that 50% retracement back. You guys know the drill. That's where you place your entry, the closest strike to that. And like I said, all you're doing is you're betting with Nadex. You're betting above or below support level. So I assume we're going to be above. That's how I place a trade. I'm not buying a call and I don't need like a $12 move. I'm buying an option that just says, hey, I need us above support. Not above support by 20 points, just above support. Or below resistance. Let's take a look at the Russell. Gap down. 1, 2, 3 bars down. You pull that 50% retracement and then boom. 10, 12, that's your entry. So this is a setup I used in the Russell yesterday. I want to bring that into play. Actually, like I said, I have an indicator that I've built now. When I first created this trade, I didn't have the indicator, but now I've actually built the indicator. So what the indicator tells me is it sees MLT charge trade. This is built for Thinkorswim for those of you guys who know it, so it's great. So it's MLT charge trade, and it actually will give me the entry as well as the stop. Now it won't give me the entry as well as stop because the signal was yesterday, but I'll go into the example further on. But this trade I took yesterday, exact same thing. You got the gap down, 1, 2, 3, 15-minute bars. What's that next step? You pull that 50% retracement, and that's at 1338. As soon as we trade up there, you take that trade short. You can see that goes right into close. We run right into that negative 23% profit target, 1327, into the end of the day. You can actually see the market has continued to bounce from that level. All right? And then, in fact, you know, this same 50% retracement, this is the kind of stuff I teach, traded again here today. This is, you know, just setups you can use over and over. And I'm not looking for, like I said, I'm not looking for a big move off these resistance levels. I'm just looking for a move off them. All right, enough to be below. So I focus on support. I don't do lagging momentum indicators. I don't do none of that. All right. So choose a strike to trade. Like I said, I choose a strike closest to that 50% retracement. I don't like to stretch for my targets. I don't like to be real greedy. I like base hits, consistent base hits. Don't get too fancy with it. You know, that'll end up hurting you in the long run. I also choose end of the day strikes, so 4:15 NYSE time, and then an hour out at least. I'll double down sometimes and just take 2 different strikes to spread my risk out. Now, I saw a question earlier. It was asking about 5 minutes binary. Forget them. Don't trade them. That's like gambling. If you want to trade 5-minute binaries, go hit the casino and play blackjack. There's no trading option that I usually buy with less than 45 minutes left of expiration. You got to give the market time to work out. All right. So what I've done here is I created an indicator that is exactly everything I just showed you guys and taught you, because what's better than automation, right? I mean, that's why trading's so hard, because there's so many smart programs that are, at least, if they're not fully automated, they're partially automated. So that's the difference between a black box and a gray box. So what I've actually done is created a gray box system, which is you give it the inputs and it gives you the signals, but you actually have to execute the trade. So this is a custom indicator that's going to show up in the close of the third 15-minute bar. It's going to tell me the trade type, long, short, stop criteria, as well as the entry. So let's get into that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We got the charge trade. 1, 2, 3 bars higher, and then we're going to pull back. It's going to be that target buy 2049 quarter. Whether you trade futures, this indicator will work on futures. It'll work on options. It'll work on, it won't work. It'll work on stocks, and it'll work on ETFs. So 2049 quarter, you can see we come back down, and then we trade up. Usually I'll target in these previous highs, gives me the stop as well. Charge trade long trigger gives that line straight across after the third 15-minute bar. Same setup, different day. 1, 2, 3 bars higher. You get that 50% retracement pullback. You get that target buy 86.50. Charge trade long triggered gives me the stop criteria. You can see we trade down into that level, and then we dilly-dally around. So this is where I kind of decide how long I'm going to hold my trade for. If we trade at that 50% retracement, write this down right now. If we trade at that 50% retracement for more than 2 bars, I just traded into the previous high. I front run it by a point, right? And then I take the trade off. If we bounce immediately and don't come back, I hold it all day. So like this, we get that charge trade long, you get that 50% retracement, that's your buy zone. We bounce immediately, it's a 1 candle touch. 1 candle touch, boom, rocket off. I hold that one all day. That's the difference. So putting ideas into action and what I do every single day. I create a trade plan every single day for all of my members. If you guys do not create a trade plan every day, I recommend you come across one. You find one. You need to know, first of all, you need to know the market moving economic news. Now, I am not a news trader. I don't really care about news, but I'm aware of the time it comes out. If you're not aware of the time it comes out, and then, non-farm payroll jumps and, the S&P starts skipping around and you're like, oh, what happened? It's because you're not prepared. You got to be prepared. This is a serious thing. Trading is not a joke, guys. I mean, this is how people make their livings, and you're fighting sharks. So come in prepared every single day. Be aware of economic news and also know the levels of support and resistance that you want to trade in advance, or at least have a setup. I showed you guys a setup here today. That's one of the 6 setups I use. I have 5 more setups I use in combination with this chart I have on the right. This chart I have on the right gives me all of the Nadex strikes plotted. 2107, 2110, 2113, 2116. We plot the value area highs, the pivot points, all of the floor trader resistance levels. You have R1, R2, overnight highs and lows, settlements. These are all things I take into consideration. This is a morning trade plan I do every single day. I record it, and I also hand draw levels and then send them to you. So I'm going to give you guys this for a month with my course. There's a reason why traders fail, and you have to ask yourself these questions. Can you relate to any of these? And are you not having the success you want trading? First of all, a lot of traders trade products they don't understand. I myself was guilty of this. I first started trading options. That was I wish I never ever traded regular options. I wish I only started trading binary options because I think they're much easier to trade. A lot of newer traders, they don't know the exact max risk and the exact max reward when they first start trading. They're just kind of getting in and out of trades. That is creating psychological confusion in your trading. You got to get rid of that. If you don't have defined setups, like a defined setup like I showed you here today, you have to create some. All right, you have to create some. That one is called the charge trade. I have 5 other trades that have clearly defined. I don't use lagging momentum indicators. Throw out your MACD and get rid of your RSI. Don't mean nothing. Also, newer traders, they react to price rather than planning a trade. If you are reacting to price rather than planning your trade in advance, you're always going to be chasing. You're always going to be chasing. If you're always chasing, you're always going to have poor entry because you're paying up. You're paying up. Everyone else bought lower, sold higher. You're paying up. So learn to see things in advance. That's crucial to becoming a successful trader. If you lack tactical skills, that's okay. We can change that. All right? I wanted you to start using setups like the one I taught you here today. My question to you guys is, are you willing to take steps to change your trading habits for increased profits? There's 4 steps to learning to trade, guys. There's just 4 of them. Trading a product with risk reward that is known at entry. Eliminate your psychological mistakes by reducing the complexity of the instruments and strategies you're trading. Then define setups that are going to occur every day. This is my advice to you guys. Execute those setups based on price and ignore the noise of lagging momentum indicators. On the right-hand side of my screen, I've read every one of those books. Every one. All right, and I'm sure if you guys are here today, you've probably read at least one of those books. I mean, who recognizes those books right there? I mean, those are all classics, but probably like most of you, I'm really not. Although I love to read, I don't necessarily contain or grasp the information that I read in books as well as I do with video lessons. And I'm sure you guys are pretty good at video lessons as well, because that's why you're here today. You're here listening to me speak. You're learning from visual references and, me teaching on a computer. So my story with this strategy is in December of last year, I first came across binary options. I took $250 and over 16,000. I recorded every single one of those trades. Now, I know I said to all of you guys, if you wanted, you can view the video. Just email me, motivate me. That video is strictly for motivational purposes, just to kind of show you guys what is, what can be done. No one should expect to duplicate that, but I want to show you guys, like, look into this stuff. At least demo trade it. You can email me, support@majorleaguetrading.com. Just shoot me an email. Just put the title "Motivate Me." You don't got to say anything else. I'll send you that video absolutely for free, just because you guys sat here and listened to me, and I want to just give away some education. There's a lot of good lessons to be learned in that video. It's like a 30-minute video total, just clips of those trades. So today I showed you guys my charge trade, which has an indicator that works on stocks, options, ETFs, futures. I am going to include that in the course I developed for you guys. I also want to include 5 more trading setups to teach you guys. They're the halfway back, the bully, the dive, the leg start, and the flunk. I'm going to show you all of those trading strategies in my best 6 setups to Trade Nadex master course. And here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the 6 best setups I use to Trade Nadex. I only use 6. I don't use more than that. I keep it simple. Print those out and put them on your desk. You're going to learn how to trade binary options. I'm going to show you how to open up a demo account, get started trading, place the orders, use the execution, use my setups to start learning how this stuff works. This, like I said, this changed 2016 for me, and I hope it changes 2017 for you. By the end of December, you can be ready to rock, get all your demo trades out, and be ready to roll with Nadex binary trading. I'm going to show you guys how I eliminate psychological mistakes and stay focused. And I'm going to give you my real-world daily trade plan for an entire month that will help you execute and successfully manage your trades absolutely free, delivered to your inbox with our custom code that I showed you guys. And you can get this course for $97 for the first 50 traders only at mltnadex.com. But after you buy, you're probably wondering, what do I do next? I want you to print out the 6 setups. You're going to receive them in an email. Check your spam, promotion, junk folder. Print out those setups and keep them on your desk, because I keep them on my desk so I never lose sight of what I'm looking for in my trading. I want you to plan your trades using these setups. Like I said, narrow your focus. You need to be completely understanding of the trades you're going to take before you take them, not after. Don't chase. These setups is all you need. Keep a journal of the setups you take and track your results. I recommend at least 36 trades in a demo, and make sure you're profitable at that before ready to go live. All right? Watch the morning trade plan video, because it's absolutely going to help you. Absolutely going to help you analyze and study the markets and know the levels that I plan on trading as well, which is really helpful. But don't forget, before every trade, you must ask yourself, where is the trend? What is the major support and resistance, and where is your risk to reward? You're going to learn a simplified way to get all of these answers at mltnadex.com. My best 6 setups to trade Nadex is a $497 value. The proprietary charge trade indicator that I showed you guys here today that works on everything is a $197 value. That alone is worth double what I'm selling you this course for. mltnadex.com for $97. This is $3,200 of value I've packed into this course, because I absolutely think Nadex is a game changer for me and possibly a game changer for you, and I want to make sure that you start 2017 off on the right foot, learning a new product, potentially changing the way you look at trading, the way you trade. This is huge, guys. You're also going to get lifetime membership access to this course. This is not a reoccurring. This course is lifetime access, and I'm constantly adding videos to it and updating it. You're going to get live trading videos with me making tens of thousands of dollars in profits. Like I said, I'm the biggest Nadex trader on YouTube, guys. You're going to get access to all the live trading videos I have recorded. You're going to get a month of the MLT Morning Trade Plan. We're going to email that out to you every single day. All right? MLTnadex.com for the first 50 traders only, and if you so choose to join my trade room, which you're allowed to join my trade room, for an extra $7, 30 days, you can come in and actually watch me trade. You can actually come in and watch me trade. I trade futures live in my room every single day. I show my dome, and it's not for purpose of being a signal service. I'm not saying, hey, just come in and watch me copy my trades. I want to show you guys how I think and how I place my trades. Not only am I just going to say, hey, look, here's the setups. This is what I use. No, I'm going to break them down every day as I'm trading them, because for me, that's as transparent as I could possibly be. And I think that's really important for people doing trading education, because I wasn't able to really wrap my head around trading until I sat behind a trader and watched them for months on end. And I think that is one of the most important things missing in most people's trading education, is being able to sit and watch somebody not just talk about trading, but actually trade. And I encourage you guys to join me. If you decide to take my course, join my trade room for 30 days. As well as I have many other indicators, so I'm giving you guys an indicator with this course. I have 4 more though. I have 4 more. All right, couple of questions here. Ralph, you'll have to send me email, support@majorleaguetrading.com. I don't know, this offer is only available for the next 12 hours. Are most of these trades Nadex intraday? Yes, most of my trades in Nadex are intraday. Occasionally I'll do weeklies. Does TOS trade Nadex? If not, who do you use? So Nadex is its own independent broker. I use Thinkorswim to chart. I've developed all my codes in TOS's Thinkorswim sharing platform, because then I can easily share them with you guys. However, I don't actually trade binary options in Thinkorswim. You do that for my charting. I'll go over everything in the course as far as where to trade, where to open an account, so on and so forth. Do these get held till expiration? Good question. I will typically hold till expiration. However, you can always trade in and out of them like you would any other product. Tommy, it's probably about 30 to 40%. The other 60% is futures. Like I said, I trade futures primarily, and then Nadex is like my second go-to. So I trade almost all futures, specifically the ES, and the Nadex is just the same chart, it's a different execution strategy. JTrader, how do I know this will actually work? Well, you're going to have to put in the time. You can't just, take a course and not watch the lessons and expect to learn. But I tell you what, I have had so many emails from people just saying that this has changed the way they trade, and the amount of positive reviews I get just makes me, it's easy for me to get up here and say that, hey, you're going to learn from what I teach because I do it, but it's reinforcing when I hear people that have taken my course tell me about the success they're having. I feel like if I had this gentleman who a couple of weeks ago started an account. He was an ex-military, going to school full-time. He specifically trades currencies. This guy made $40,000 his first 2 weeks on a $2,000 account. True story. I had another gentleman email me, and this stuff is just hard to believe. That's why I don't even like bring it up until someone asks me a question. But I had another gentleman ask me, or he emailed me. He's actually blind. His wife is his eyes. His wife is English is her second language, and they together work as a team. He lives on, I think it's called disability income, substance, something like that, some government program, and he was able to generate an extra $400 a week to his income, which is life-changing for him. So, is this going to work for everybody? Absolutely not. There's no guarantee in trading. But what I can tell you is if you put the time in and you spend the effort learning these setups that I teach, using the indicators that I have, it is absolutely going to change your trading and the way you trade. $97 is about how much I paid for my last ugly date, and really, it's probably how much you'll pay for your next ugly date. So $97 is absolutely incredible deal. Like I said, I've packed this with over $3,200 of value just so I can be absolutely positive that you're going to get the most out of this course. and I know you will, and I know you will.